Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Local Pundit. I'm Josh Anthony. This is your Wrexham news and update show for Tuesday, March 19th. Yes, it is a Tuesday, and I'll say it again. We are army crawling through this godforsaken week. It's been an interesting day for me, but we are here. We are live, and we are ready to go. And as you see on the thumbnail, it's an 8-game season. I say, by the way, that is spelled wrong. I'm going to actually fix that live on 8-game season. Done. I just had to fix that because that annoys the crap out of me, and I'm a horrible. It's an 8-game season. Let's go. We got a lot to get into today, and I'm going to drop it in. If anyone's coming to have a chat, let's have that chat. I can do about an hour and some time tonight. But yeah, there's a lot going on today. There was a game between the reserves. They dropped 7 on who did they play today? They dropped 7 this afternoon with a hat trick from JM. Parkinson was pleased on that. I think it was Tranmere. Am I making that up? Yeah. Salford City. It was Salford City. 7-1 Salford City. And there was a hat trick by JM. And Dalby scored a brace. So it's good to get everyone's confidence up on there. But smash a like on the video. Like, subscribe, share. And let's get into it a little bit too. Also, this is the 200th show for the Local Pundit. So thank you all very, very much. Very special thank you to everyone in the community and dropping in and being part of this growth and how we're building a channel. And the community's great. We're in the Discord. So, and it's very special thanks to producer Ann, who allows me to do what we do here. Also, Racecourse Ramble is in the house. So go follow Racecourse Ramble. He's got a show tomorrow night, Wednesday. I think it's at 7 p.m. UK time. So go check that out tomorrow night. It's going to be a live show. Great. Matt's a great guy. It's a good show. He did 2.5 hours this weekend, which was awesome. So go check out the Ramble. Good to see him in. We are Wrexham is also here. What's up? Kelly and Connie are in the house. Sup, yo. Gets that, Kelly and sup, yo. Hugh Davies, interesting the reserves win against Salford City. Yeah, and we're going to talk about that briefly. We're going to talk about the reserves. I thought, listen, I didn't watch the game. I just saw the results, 7-1. Tio O'Connor was on the bench, which is great. No, Gio. I thought Gio would actually be on the bench. I'd like to see him. We don't know where he is back. Let me know if the internet is going tits up. I'm just checking it out here. Let me know if I thought I'd like to see Gio, but Stash in the lineup was good. He's on the bench, and that's good for his knee. Hopefully, he got a little bit of time. Like I said, I don't have the stats up, but here it is. Actually, there's a report right here. I'm an asshole. Here we go. Let's start there real quick. Kelly and Connie says, "Win, yeah." And Ken Waring's in the house said, "Hey, Josh, how you doing, Ken? What's going on?" Jack Marriott's 4-minute hat trick. Let's start there before we get into the title of the 8-game season. Jack Marriott's 4-minute hat trick inspired victory over a youthful Salford City reserve side in the Central League at the Stoke today. 4-minute hat trick. I can't even count to 4 in 4 seconds. I mean, how do you get a 4-minute hat trick? I'd love to see the stats on that. Billy Waters 2.0, probably not. I'm just saying. The 29-year-old striker set the tone with 3 smart finishes inside the opening exchanges. That's the reserve team managed by Dave Jones, named a highly experienced side. Sam Dalby's double added to an already impressive lead before Jordan Tunnicliffe and Jordan Davies wrapped it up to win late in the second half. The game was wrapped up within 2 minutes, I'm guessing. There were 9 regular members of the first-team squad starting lineup, with the club captain Ben Tozer at the heart of the defense, and James McLean, who will not be in the game on Saturday against Grimsby Town. Got one more game to go, occupying one of the wing-back positions. That's it. That's a solid lineup. By the way, I did reach out to James McLean's management company, I think his management company, to try to see if I can get him on the show. I heard back. He said he's going to talk to Macca. Haven't heard back yet. I actually messaged him today to try to get him on the show. Anyways, the Ammies, despite the scoreline, continued to battle all the way through the 90 minutes. It was a quick first start from Marion, opened the scoring just after 2 minutes when he latched on to the end of a Jordan Davies swept cross and headed past the outstretched Joel Torrance. Got to be the keeper there. Marriott then completed he doubled his advantage and his tally 1 minute later as he shifted the ball into his right foot before unleashing a strike 20 yards out, which nestled in the bottom of the corner. The guy can play. Start him this weekend. Get him on the pitch this weekend. I don't care, big and little, whatever I don't care. Get him on McMulls. Get him playing. Let's do this. He's clearly ready to go. Let's do this. Marriott then completed his hat trick on the 4th minute as Callum McFadden played him in unmarked and on the forward slot of the ball home. Okay, so that goes on about the game. We won 7-1. It's good to see some guys on the pitch. Let me see, 65th minute, Ben Tovers is leaving. I found Jordan Tunnicliffe. I wanted to see if O'Connor did get on. O'Connor started. Did O'Connor start this match? Does anyone know? Did O'Connor start? Tozer did play. Tozer did play, I'm guessing. But did O'Connor start the match? It looks like he did, and he came off in the 60th minute. If that's the case, awesome. So it looks like Stash did start the match. Tozer played the full 90. Dalby played 81 minutes. Marriott played 81 minutes. And Stash, it looks like he played 61 minutes. So that's great. Jordan Diddy's got a yellow card. So I like to see that. 7-1 at the Stoke. Good. I don't know if anyone's at the match to watch it. How did you find out about the game? Hugh Davies. I was on the interweb. I saw it came up today on X. They put up the lineup. I saw the lineup. There was a little bit of confusion there about that. Who was on. Here, hold on a second. I stop real quick. G-Man's in the house. Greg, what's going on? Greg Hartley, how you doing? And congratulations on your announcement we said the other day. Congrats. Greg Hartley, good dude right there, by the way. Works for you. Well, I won't call him out. He's an awesome guy. And congrats on what you had mentioned the other day. So congratulations to you. Anyways, going back to the show, how did I hear about the game? We heard about that game. It was on their X feed, and I was kind of following it along in the report that came up 7-1. I think they wanted to show us a little bit more positivity after the loss, which is great, but getting players out there and playing, which is fantastic. It's fantastic to see that go through. Absolutely. Greg, you know it, man. You're very welcome, and I feel you. Congratulations, man. Greg's a good dude. I don't know his X account, but one of the good ones out there in this community. We're going back to the show. Where's the link to come on? I haven't put it in yet. You guys want to come in? You want to come in early? I had a couple things to go. But all right, I'll throw it in early. I have probably an hour. I'm going to say this now. I have an hour. So I have something I need to do tonight. So I will put that there. Hugh Davies. I'm back from Connecticut. I was in Palm Springs. I was at the in-laws house in Palm Springs. But anyways, how did Tozer do? We don't know. No stats. Just stats. Didn't watch the show. Just FYI, I did just watch the show. All right, moving on a little bit here too. So I wanted to talk about a little bit what 8-game season. This is what the title of the show is about. So we'll keep it on message here. 8-game season. And I did drop it in the chat. So if people want to come in, you want to stick to the subjects or get off the subject, whatever way it wants to go. It's fantastic. So this is what I wanted to get to. I saw this was really interesting. Ken's going to come in. He's got his black jersey on. Ken, I'm going to bring you in. There you go. All right, Ken's in the house. What's going on, brother?
Oh, wow. I'll let you get through your rant, get through everything you want to get through, but just super frustrated after the last game.
Oh, shit. We're going to bring it right. You're going to go full Ivan on me. Oh, what the fuck?
I know.
Oh, hold on. Drop your camera down a little bit because you're underneath the follows there. Then we can get your face. There you go. Awesome. So I'll just bring this up, and then we could talk about the good, bad stuff. But then this will kind of go along with what you're talking about with Parkinson and the 8-game season, minus my typo that I did fix. So get your thoughts on that. So Parkinson didn't dwell on the disappointing Derby defeat to Tranmere Rovers, which, you got to move on. But he says that Wrexham will pick themselves up after a start of an 8-game season. So he went on to say they continue the run against Grimsby Town. It's still all to play for, says the Reds boss. It's a very tight division and a very competition. That's what he said. By the way, just quoting that. And a very competition. And we're in the mix and right where we want to be. We could be in a lot stronger position after this 2 home games, but we are not. But we look at the league table and it says it's an 8-game season. That's what it's all about. We're bitterly disappointed to lose, but it just gotta take those defeats. And as Greg just says right here, 5 points off the top in third. Is that auto promotion? Yeah, there's 3 in that league. So I'll pass to you. I know you had a little bit to get into too. So what are your thoughts about that?
Well, yeah, you're right. It is you can't look back. It's only 8 games left. It's got to be flat out. I think the reserves match might actually give Parky hopefully some confidence to bring in some fresh players and attack, go hard. We just seem to struggle to finish off. So we need to keep pushing forward. There's big games to come.
Yeah, Do you think that they brought? Do you think this is so stupid? But I'm going to say it because everything's about marketing and outward facing. Do you think that they brought this 7-1 up today that JM was on and they had Stash in there and they had Mac in there to kind of like get through this tough time of losing a match at home to a game in to team in 16th? Do you think that's part of it too? And I'm always just thinking outside of the box, but at the end of the day, we got to win football matches. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think that's a conspiracy theorist in you, Josh. The match would have been planned a long time ago.
I'm kidding. You went full in. I love it. Yeah,
the match would have been planned a long time ago.
Yeah.
And getting all those guys a run at this time of year, especially the guys that have come back that need minutes, really important. Might give Parky some confidence to pick some players like Marriott, like some of these other guys, like Stash. Get these guys on the field, and we just got to we got to win games. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, we got to win games too, and I like to see JM in there and having Stash in there. It looks good. He played 60 minutes, so that's good. There's a thought in here too about O'Connell's fitness. Haven't heard anything. Again, it's very tough to get any information out of there. I did message leader Rich about it too, about Richard Williams, about the fitness of Gio. Nothing back yet. So tough to get information out of there too, So, but going into this 8-game season, where are you at? Like, what do we need to do? Obviously we need to win matches, but what's the deal here? What are we going with?
Yeah, look, I mean, we really needed that one win out of our last 2 games. We didn't get it. So Grimsby is almost a must win this weekend. Like, even though there's more 6-point games coming up, Grimsby is pretty much a must win. Like, Stockport got a draw yesterday, which got them another point in front of us. We're tied with MK Dons. And next matches, we play Grimsby. MK Dons play Stockport. Like, massive round this weekend.
Yeah. Massive round, and that's what I'm in the play. Like, yes, you want to, like, we need to win our games, not look over our shoulder. But MK Dons is going to play a huge role in this. I don't know if anyone see that right there, but MK Dons, they play literally Mansfield, Stockport. They don't play us. They played Crew. They beat them, but there's like 3 6-pointers in there for them, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that they're and even though Stockport got a draw, Stockport haven't been playing great, like us, to be fair. I want to say we're playing awesome and winning, but we're not. Yeah. So we're the 2 teams that are looking a little bit shaky at the moment. And one of us have got to step up, and hopefully it's us.
Yeah. Stockport have won 1 game in the last 5. 1 game in the last 5. We've won 2 games in the last 5. They've drawn the rest of theirs. We've won 2, drawn 2, and lost 1. And, to be fair, Mansfield Town have won 3 and dropped 2. But again, who's going to step through the door? Who's going to do that? And I think we keep coming
exactly
back,
like it's about stepping up now and taking the matches by the throat. And admittedly, we looked better against Tranmere behind, but we just didn't finish off. We didn't finish.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. Sorry, I gave you no warning there because I touched it right there. But I brought Kieran in. How you doing, Kieran? Good to see you, my guy.
Yeah, not bad, guys. Not bad at all. How are we?
Oh, you sound miserable. What's going on? Shit.
I have like a cold or something. I don't know.
All right. Fair enough.
For a second there, I thought he had a black Wrexham shirt on.
Normal hoodie.
Don't start, man. Don't start. He'll start wearing his sweater and everything too. We're just sitting here talking about.
For once, it's not Newport, so you'll have that off me.
All right, fair point. And by the way, thanks for coming on this weekend on the Post 90. You did good, and on the show, you're always welcome. And despite anyone else say, you're always welcome here, and I appreciate it. And on the Post 90, so you're doing good work, man. Appreciate all your work. So thank you very much, man. I just want to put that out.
Oh, no worries at all, man. No worries at all.
Barrett's a good guy. State of the league. Let's go. 8-game season. Wrexham I know, like, you're coming on a Wrexham show. You got to deal with it. What Wrexham need to do to get through. And at the reserve game, we had some players that went and played pretty well, even though I'm not a big Dalby fan, but JM did okay. So what are your thoughts on what needs to happen? People keep dropping points left and right. How's this going to shape up, and what needs to happen? By the way, Kieran, Matt says what's up.
Hello, man. How are we? First of all, the look of distraught is less of a Wrexham thing. More of this league feels like it's going to give me a heart attack during it. But no, yeah, I've said this many a times. You shouldn't have to rely on other teams doing poor. That shouldn't be the thing that is going on. However, you've got this luck, this benefit that there are teams that are doing poor. I mean, Stockport could have won that game 4-0 yesterday. They were great first half and then abysmal second half, to put it kindly. So very much a game that benefits you. I know you keep talking about Milton Keynes and how much their influence could have on the rest of the season, and given their fixture list, I'd have to agree with you. I think Crawley will have a point as well. Crawley have I think Crawley still have Mansfield to play as well. So they're quite a consistent team, especially against the ones that are kind of top of the division. And
well, let's stop on the MK Dons real quick, and I'll get Ken's opinion on this too, both you guys. So MK Dons play Stockport this weekend. They play Walsall, Notts, Forest, and then Mansfield, Harrogate, and then so MK Dons, and this is just a league thing, have the top, middle, and the bottom. There's a lot of effect going on there too. I don't know. Is that too small for you guys? Do I need to make it bigger?
No, we're good.
Yeah, okay. I'm fine.
Ken, what do you think about that? How they're the linchpin for everything that's going to happen. Even including us.
Well, they will make a big difference and have a lot of sway most weeks. Teams are going to be looking at them in the table around them. And Kieran's right on the money. You shouldn't have to rely on other teams, but there's just a reality. That's what's going to happen. And, I mean, MK Dons has got all those matches which really matter. And I think it's just going to be a case of every week you're going to be saying, now we're in this position, now we're in this position. Hopefully 2 weeks on, you're saying, well, we're looking good. You might be 2 weeks on, we might be saying, holy dooly, we have to win every match, and it's week by week. You have to win.
Yeah, it's week by week, after week. And Kieran, you think this is? I mean, I say the 8-game season. The manager said 8-game season. You think this is like a hell of high water? Like everyone's got to get as many maximum points. I mean, can there be many slip ups? I'm going to bring in Hugh real quick too. Hugh, what's going on? Kieran's got the pond. Go ahead, buddy.
This is actually very different to most League Two seasons. First of all, because the points total in terms of projected, there's many ways you work out calculation-wise where you look at a team's points per game, the average in the league, etc., and they find out kind of what the future of the league could hold in terms of points per game for automatics, for playoffs. I've been looking at playoffs. It looks like the boundary is 70 points for playoffs, which is the second lowest it's been of all time. So just looking at it from that basis kind of shows how competitive this league is. If I'm not mistaken, I think automatics was 70, 77, 78. It was around there. So that's, again, very low compared to usual. So obviously, the obvious answer is, you need to win every single game. That is the obvious answer. However, the way this league is shaped up, and it's quite fortunate in terms of, you've had results that haven't been fantastic and poor performances, etc. But even with the results you're getting, because of how competitive this league and the fact that anyone can beat anyone, it's a reality now where I'm not going to say you can afford to drop points, but, you don't need to go into full-on panic unless you start, in these final 8, you lose like 4 on the bounce or something along those lines.
Well, we've taken eight from, I don't know, 20-something points, eight from 28 points, or I could be way off, 20-something points. I'm not sure on that. Hugh, good to welcome you back in, man. Obviously, Kieran, Ken, you've met before. Hugh, of these 8 games, there's 24 points available. What are the games do you think that we need to, like, how many points do you think we need to win? And Kieran just scared the shit out of me. It's like, okay, we're at 72 on top, 75 is going to make it. Like, what do you think automatic promotion is going to be for us to get ahead? And welcome to the show, brother.
Well, yeah, it's difficult to know, isn't it? But my point of view at the moment is get some wins as soon as possible. Maybe we need about 5 or 6 wins, but let's win 3. Let's win the next one. The sooner we get the points, the better.
Yeah.
So that's the way I'm thinking. Let's go to Grimsby and win that one. Then we got a big match against Mansfield. That'll be tough. But we tend to, rise to the occasion. We play big teams. I think we do.
Yeah.
And they'll want to win. They won't be parking the bus, I don't think. They'll play a proper game,
Definitely not.
Grimsby might not, but Mansfield, they will be coming. They'll be thinking we can win, and they'll play a proper game, I think, I would have thought. But with FGR to play at home as well, we got to play Crew away. There's some other matches. I think we've got to play Crawley. Crawley.
We have Grimsby, Mansfield, Doncaster, Colchester, Crawley for FGR, Crew, Stockport, and Chelsea in 24th. That's not a thing. By the way, Sheldon won the show here.
Yeah, we don't need to beat them. We don't need to beat Chelsea. Sorry.
Yeah. Before we go around the horn again.
The sooner possible we can get the points required, the better. Let's not think, we can win that one. Well, I'm sure the team they try to win every game. Of course they do. Yeah. But as soon as we get the points, the better. If we could win 3 games on the trot, that'd be great, wouldn't it?
Yeah. On that note, Shell,
as many as possible.
Yeah, Shell, good to see you, man. Welcome. We got a full house here.
Good evening. I had to join the party.
Yeah.
Hi, Sheldon.
Just picking up from there. What do you think? Thoughts on what everyone's talking about, the 8-game season coming in, and what are your thoughts there? That's the point of that.
Yeah, it's win them as fast as possible now. It's a race to the finish. Any of the teams can do it if they put wins together. But I think we're in a good position. I don't think Crew will do it. And MK Dons, I just think of too hard of a lineup to be consistent. And if they are consistent, they're going to take points off others as well. So that'll pull them back to us. So yeah, I think we have it. We definitely have it in our own hands, but someone is going to make a run for this very soon, I think.
Yeah, exactly. I totally agree. By the way, just Fraz. Hey, Fraz, how you doing? And this is the best quote of the night from Racecourse, but that's a boy band up lineup on my stream. What a handsome bunch. Yeah, we're going to do a song later on. We're just going to do a little VO later. Ken, on the lineups and any, where it's only Tuesday now, and maybe some people are coming back. What do you think about if lineup wise going into this week? Obviously, you see the reserve game, him playing a few players. What do you think of Parkinson's thinking in his mind right now for lineup wise?
Yeah, not really sure. Just quickly, I would say just on the points. There's 2 teams on 67, 79 points. I think will be needed to make the 3. That's 4 wins from where we are now. And I think 80 points would definitely get you in, but I think it'll take 79. I think it'll take 79 to make it.
Yeah.
But then in terms of the lineup for this weekend, I think that we're looking at O'Connell obviously came up a little bit sore at the last game, but he has taken control of the back. He's definitely in favour over Tozer, definitely controlling the back 3 now. So I still think he'll probably get a start, having a full week to recover. Then same back 3. You work your way forward. Mendy cemented his spot. I think in the middle now, Elliot Lee's always a starter. It's who starts. Well, McLean will be back.
No, he
won't. No, he won't. No, he won't. No, sorry, my apologies. Yeah. So again, it's another question on who gets that spot in the middle. And honestly, I didn't get to see the reserve game. Would have been great to see it because I think that would. Did you get to see it, Kieran?
I did not. No, there was no way that I was aware of that you could see him.
Yeah,
I
think there was people at the game, by the way. I saw there were people at the match in some of the photos.
Yeah. And Parky will definitely have a plan on who he wants to start in the middle there. And then beyond that, I can't, ironically, even with Marriott scoring those goals, I hope he gets a start, but I won't be surprised to see Parky not change the lineup.
Yeah, and that again, Noah Marriott on your end, Kieran. You've seen. Do you think Parkinson has it in him to play two? Let's call them littles for pace. I don't know much about this Grimsby Town team. If you can give any insight on the Grimsby Town team to the audience here.
I'll, in all honesty, in terms of Wrexham lineups, Wrexham setups, I can talk to you about how you look at Marriott and you go, fitness gains today, all this other stuff he should start, all this wonderful stuff. But within brutal honesty in the way Parkinson goes, I feel like a broken record. He won't change anything. He never does. But yeah, Grimsby are one of those teams. I mean, in comparison to what I thought they would do this season, very, very underwhelming. Extremely underwhelming. They've been through two managers this season. David Artell came in, I believe, before we played them at our ground in, I'd like to say January time. But irregardless, in terms of recent weeks, they've been doing pretty well. The thing I always notice about them, and I can't overly note you any key players other than, I don't know, maybe Rose up front. He's always one that causes problems. But yeah, in terms of what I see from them, and you can just look at this from a statistic point of view, they tend to score quite a few, but that leaves them very vulnerable. They don't really have the nice balance of either or. So they're either every single player's playing defensive or every single player's up front. They've had like 4 games this season where they scored 5, something on those lines. They're an exciting team to watch, and they're a dangerous team if you underestimate them and you go into it thinking that you'll absolutely walk over them. And not to mention, in terms of their table position, they're technically in the relegation battle, so to speak. So they'll have extra things to play for.
Yeah, they're in 39th. The Colchester at 33, tied with Forest at 33. So they're fighting. They haven't dropped a point. They've won 2 out of the last 5 and drawn 3. So they haven't lost the match. Racecourse Ramble, and I'll pass this back to Hugh Barney about Hugh in a second. Barney is concerned, went home in a protected boot with a crutch, praying that was precautionary. I don't know any updates on that. On this one, I'll pass that back to you. Curious which games Rob and Ryan will attend. Rob is shooting Mythic Quest right now, and Ryan is, I think, doing Animal Friends. So I'm not sure, but I don't know where he is. But anyways, that's my 2 cents on the inside of the world. But going back, Barney's concern, protected boot. Hugh, if Barney's out, got to start Bolt, right? Thoughts on Bolt coming in? Thoughts on his performance coming in that cameo? Do you like him? I think he can do a job. What are your thoughts on it?
Yeah, well, he's a faster player, isn't he? He's got a bit of extra speed. He's got more experience as well at this level. So hopefully he can do something. On the other hand, I don't think he likes to play at right wing back. He likes to play further up. But well, he can do that if he can get over the opposing wing back, So let's hope he can do that. I probably will play, yeah. So yeah, they've just got to go for it. I think I like to see a fast start. Try and get a goal as soon as possible. Get the upper hand, and then we can manage the game. We're quite good at managing games. Once we get in front, we're quite good at that. But we don't want to go behind there. That's all I got to say on that, really.
I'm not laughing at you. I'm going to leave that there. I'm going to pass it to Sheldon because Sheldon was next on the route. So there you go. Your partner in crime, I love Ivan. I fucking love him. Sheldon, go ahead. Take that.
Take that one. Okay.
Yeah.
I was listening to a podcast there recently where someone was explaining about the Grimsby team, that they have no stars, they have no main players to worry about, but they do act as a team. They're defensive and they counter. Now, doesn't that sound like a lot of teams we've been playing lately? They sit deep, they defend their goal, they wait, and then they move as a team in a counterattack. Now, as soon as I was hearing that, I was going, oh no. So I hope we've learned some lessons, and I hope we figured out how to break down defensive teams and not get caught on a break.
Yeah.
So
I love it.
There's
Sorry.
one thing I actually meant to mention, and I don't know why this didn't clock over me earlier. One of my favourite players in this league in terms of a technical ability standpoint plays for Grimsby, Harry Clifton. I love watching him consistently in terms of just... what was the name of the bloody Tranmere midfielder that had you on the string on Saturday? I can't remember his name, but he is Harry. Yeah, Harry Clifton's the closest player I can kind of associate him with. Very much a player that controls the midfield, and also has that creative spark about him. But I haven't watched Grimsby in terms of recent. I think they're the team that I kind of know very little about. But if they're playing a counter-attacking system, I'd imagine Clifton will be the one to enforce all of the challenges and enforce everything on the midfield. So it'll be another interesting watch, won't it?
Brad Walker.
That's the one.
Yeah.
Brad Walker. He played for us a few years ago.
There's a Walker that plays for I think his name's Sam Walker. I think he plays for Bradford, if I'm not mistaken, or he used to. I keep getting them confused with him, even though they don't play in the same position, but whatever.
Go ahead, Ken. I was going to give it to you. Go on. Ken, yeah. Ivan the optimistic. There you go.
Yeah, I love Ivan. He's great, but yeah, it's hard to listen to Ivan when he's down. But I actually
we'll get him up when we go up. I know. I'm sorry to cut you off. When we go up, I love Ivan to death. He's my guy. He's on all the time. Yeah. We're still gonna go up, and he wants us to go up so bad, but he's like, coach, and this like, what the F, So like, I get it. He's like, it's coach and fan. I just feel like this, and Ivan, this is out to you, and Ken, I'll give it to you in a second. Just get the whiteboard out and just do it on the whiteboard, and then we'll just, get your frustration out writing there. We'll balance it out with the calmness of Sheldon, and then we'll go from there. So there you go.
He's intelligent, he's insightful, but I actually think this weekend ironically playing Grimsby away might actually be an advantage for us, because their fans might actually encourage them to press more, which we need teams to do that, because when teams sit back, we seem to really struggle.
Yeah. Yep. We can open it up a little bit there too.
Yep.
I think it's important this next match to have a few options. We had that game again. Well, the last two, Tranmere and Harrogate. Well, the balls into the box weren't very good, and they were trying headers and all sorts. But I'd like to see, somebody shooting from distance, all kinds of just shots, just a variety of attacks, because we need to find a way to win, and get that first goal. If we can get that first goal, I think it's plain sailing after that for us. Really, should be. It has been.
So how do we get that first goal? How do we do it?
Well, get the pressure on. I must say though, I've got deficiency in this line of work. I really don't look at the opposition, and I don't really know things. We beat them 3-0, I think, at home, didn't we?
The reverse fixture. I'll grab that up. Statman, I'll go that. But while I do that, Sheldon, any thoughts there? What is it doing?
Look, we've been over it so many times. It's another away match, and I hope the team actually just completely forgets about the fact that it's an away match, because we need to play like we used to play at home when we're away. Simple as that. I don't know what, like we were talking about the yips not too long ago, with the away matches, and now that we've started to not do great at home, we've kind of stopped worrying about the yips away. But this is another away match. And in theory, it's one of the easier matches we have as well. If we want promotion, we have to be winning this. It's just ridiculous that we've had so many losses and draws with the weaker teams. Now, I know we step up with the stronger teams, so I'm not completely pessimistic about not beating some of the better teams we have. but you're leaving it to yourself if you have to beat those better teams.
Yeah, what you're saying is we're leaving it to the fact that we have to win our 6 pointers, which is not
Potentially,
potentially,
depending on our results with others and depending on what everyone else does, they could end up being what we need. Now we could do it like
double black kit for you guys. Good for you guys. Yeah, you double black kit. I just noticed that. We could do it, right, Shell? We could do it. There's no reason why we can't do it. Yeah, we did it last year,
and we could do it on the final day.
Do you think it's because we're not getting pushed? We could.
No, I wouldn't like that at all. I don't think.
Look, I don't want that either.
I think the last 2 games will have that the team, the camp, the manager, all the players, the squad, they'll be, and they had a nice match today. They got 7 goals in, so I think they realize they just like us, we've been worried, after the Tranmere match. They'll be thinking, right, we've got to step up, and I really hope. Well,
I think
you're
right.
Got the same feeling that we've got. They've really got to do something.
Hugh, you're right. I keep saying now or never. Now I keep saying now or never. You want to win, but last year at this time we were getting pushed by knots, right? Yeah, we had a couple setbacks. We were getting pushed by knots. So it's like, now it's about us to push ourselves. It's about Parkinson to push us to go there. It's about the team doing it, not another team pushing us. But right now, what's happening? We need to go out and win the games ourselves. So that's my thing. It's like, it's an 8-game season. Push ourselves. What we're going to do it now. It's not like knots are looking over our shoulder. Now it's like it's a proper league. Vincente's in the house. What's going on, Vincente? We are Wrexham said it's a sad state of affairs if he's the calm one in reference to the frustration of Ivan. Kim's in the house. What's going on, Kim? Artel knows how Wrexham plays. That's the manager, right? Okay, plays very well. Yeah, I'll pass that to Ken and Kieran for the next one about Artel. Artel knows how Wrexham plays very well, so expect the same game we've seen recently. Unfortunately, Aaron's in the house. Hey guys, Kim, thoughts on that? And Sheldon made a good point about opening it up to being an open game. But this guy, the manager Artel, who I'm not familiar with, and I'll get both from you guys. What do you think?
Yeah, well, I mean, the manager obviously, and that goes both ways. Like, Parky will obviously, and his management team will have already done their homework on Grimsby. They know that we won well against them at home, but it's a different time of season. Grimsby are in a position like just out of the relegation zone, so ideally they'll be hopefully playing for the win, not the point, which will change the style of the game. But it's about. And Ivan points this out, like in the last chat that you had, around adapting quickly at the beginning of a game to the style of play and taking ownership of the game. You have to own the ball, take control of the ball, and press and really try and pressure defenses. If they're sitting back, then it's more men forward. And then that game, we lost that game because Cannon wasn't good on the fast turnaround. And that cost us the goal. Simple.
He got to the ball and he didn't clear it. Simple as that. It was a single player mistake, which happens. There's not a lot you can do about that. But right now at the end of the season, where a lot of teams are happy to play defensively, it is much more important to get the first early goal. And that opens everything up. All of these teams that are willing to settle for a point, willing to defend, that all falls away if you get that first goal, because now they're getting nothing and they have to attack. As soon as they start attacking, they're opening themselves up to go 2-0, 3-0, 3-1, 4-1, and they're just destroyed. But if you can't break them down early, they're happier to sit and wait and wait and wait. We get more nervy. We get more upset. The fans start getting angry with them and whatever, and then the pressure's on, and then they sneak a goal.
I'd expect this to be. Sorry.
Yeah, but this is an away game, though, isn't it? An away game. The pressure will be on Grimsby to win for their fans. We doesn't matter how we play tomorrow, Saturday, how we play next game. We can win it anyway. It doesn't matter. We don't have to entertain. Just get the goal.
Grimsby's not in such a bad place, though, that they wouldn't be happy with a single point.
Yeah. Well,
no, that's true. It's true.
Yeah.
But they're not quite out of the woods yet.
No, they're really comfortable. It's Forest Green Rovers, and Sutton,
Well-
they're down there. There's games in hand. There's everything in their favor.
Yeah, 2 games. Yeah, 2 games.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
But-
it's
Yeah.
deceptive. Of course,
It
it's
is.
technically, it's numerically possible.
Yes.
And if they go on disastrous form, yes, they could fall down there. But I'd be comfortable with this sort of space from
Yeah,
the relegation zone.
Comfortable there.
Yeah,
I think we're getting to the point where. Oh, sorry. Go
Sorry,
ahead.
Josh.
Guys.
I was just going to say, if I was a Grimsby fan, I'd be happy with the point.
Right. And I think we're getting to cup competition style, which is like 8-game season. It's cup competition. I think that's where we're at. Like you said, you don't want to out and stretch and get behind. A lot of good stuff in the chat here. Kieran put a good points in here, and Kim and Racecourse did too. Why do other teams adjust their play, but we need to remain static and hope win based on our individual players' abilities? It's lame. Kieran, based on the points per game for the whole league and projected points for each fixture, Wrexham needs 13 more points for the remaining 8 games. Kim thinks we need 17 and an early goal. And Kieran, this one's to you. Artel used to play for Wrexham, and when worked out for the season, was coming to watch our games. So, based on the points and where we're at, and I think this is Ken and Sheldon's point, and Hugh, like it's a cup season right now. We're in a cup season. Like a point's fine for Grimsby. They'll take it because they'll get up. Sheldon, to the point, like do you see that's where we're at right now? We're in a cup like tournament.
And actually, something I hadn't really thought of mentioning was that the opposite is also true. The other teams also know that 1 point is not enough for us. It's not significant enough for our push. Therefore, they know we have to be attacking. We have to be stretching ourselves. We have to be going for that first goal, which will occasionally open us up for the counter.
Mm-hmm.
So with weaker teams who will be happy with a draw, they just use the opposite against us. We have to push. They wait. And then they break.
Yep. And that's counterattack. And Kieran, you said we need 13. Kim says 17. And, Kim says we need 17. Wrexham, that is. And the Artel situation there.
Yeah, so the thing that I'm basing it off of 13, that's bare minimum. So, like I said, the way this league's worked and how tight it is and how tight it's been for the entire season, you know how many teams drop points and everything. The usual average for automatic promotion is mid-80s, 80, 84, 85, 86, that kind of level. Yeah. Right. There's this account on Twitter, and they've been pretty accurate for a good while. The PPG profit, and pretty much, obviously, it's not always accurate 1,000,000% of the time, but what it is it bases it off of teams as points per game, bases it off of next opposition's next games coming up and their retrospective points per game. And it doesn't just look at the past 5, it'll look at the whole season and how their points per game. If they've had manager changes, it'll become something that they can allude to this bar chart that they've been, or line graph that they've been using for the entire season. And the projected points that they've put for automatic promotion is 80. However, this does ever so slightly fluctuate every now and again. Like I know about a month ago it was 82, but now it's come down.
Automatic promotion. Sorry, just to clarify there, automatic promotion and so you're talking about third. Automatic promotion basement is 80
minimum
points.
80 points.
Minimum. 80 points is the basement for automatic promotion based off of how the season's played out pretty much up until now and the rest of the games that have gone on. Of course, 84, that's guaranteed. That is 1,000,000%. You can, stick all your line graphs away. That is going to get you up. So I'd understand 84 as a comfort thing. But yeah, moving on to David Artel, he managed to crew for, I believe it was 5 years or so, 4 or 5 years, and he got them promoted, and he knows how to manage a football club. So credit to him, and this is something that I've seen a lot of people credit him for, is his ability to adapt his team to play the opposition. And his style of football it's not always been counter-attack. It has been every now and again. It's been this kind of a nice passing possession-based football. But because he's he joined at the end of the kind of transfer window. He hasn't had the time to bring his players in to adapt his style of football. So he's kind of playing with what he's got, and that is more of a defensive shape. So I could see them playing, with the intention of holding on to a point. But as we say every week with Wrexham, teams are going to want to beat Wrexham a lot more than they're going to want to beat a lot of other teams. And, the points you all alluded to are very true in every single way in terms of, teams are also going to know that a point isn't enough for you. So they're going to want to take these points away from you and make it really difficult.
Mm-hmm.
David Artell, I don't expect him. My heart tells me he won't set up defensively, but based off of how this absolute train wreck of a season for Grimsby has gone, I wouldn't be surprised to see them, set up with the intention of grabbing a point, especially against Tranmere. I'd imagine he would have watched that game and he would have went, hold on. So if we just sit back for 60, 70 minutes, they'll get frustrated and we catch them on the break. I'd imagine he'll be looking about the opportunity.
Yeah, we are totally easy to beat. I will give you that. I will. I know.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, totally. We're totally. You could figure out how to beat us real quick, and I know. Like, I just wanted to I would wrap this around. Like, Ken, or you want to see, or like the game where. So let's say we need 81 points, right? So now we need. We're at 67, 77. So we need what? 14 points, right, to win.
Let's say you need 14. Yeah.
Yeah, 14 points. Where? I'll start with Ken, and then we'll go back on the horn there. Where are the wins coming other than Chelsea Wrexham? Like Grimsby Town?
Forest Green Rovers.
FGR?
Look, I think
FGR.
And Sheldon was right earlier. We tend to play well against the better teams. I'm still thinking win this weekend, but then massive game against Mansfield at the start of the Easter weekend, where we play at the beginning and the end of Easter. So there's big weekend there. I think just trying to remember now, we play Mansfield next. Oh, sorry, Grimsby, then Mansfield. And I actually think we're a good chance of winning both those games. But we could but it could not be. But that's my hope, is that they're the two games we win. And then we actually play, Doncaster away, Colchester away, Crawley at home. And by that time, with only 3 matches left in the season, I expect sort of 3 wins and a draw out of those 5 games.
Mm-hmm.
And then the table, you're reassessing every week where the table's at. But, if you sort of play a crystal ball and go forward there, that's 10 points with, 3 games to go, which is not a great place to be in if you're saying you need 17 points. It's a good place to be if you say you need 14 points.
Yeah. So you can with that. I know you crunch the numbers a lot more than I do, but looking at the table, you said 4.
Yeah, it does sound about right. And the only way we're going to get to the end of the Crawley Town match with 2 games remaining and be already promoted is if Crew and MK end up having some howlers and lose a significant number of matches between now and then. I do not feel that the way we're playing now and with the numbers as they are, we are going to pick up enough points ourselves to be 6 points clear by the end of Crew. So the only way that's going to work is they also have to fall back as well. It can be done then. And I'm going to the Crawley Town match, and I partly picked it in the hope that that's the match that we get promoted on, but starting to look dodgy. But I think needing one point out of the last 2 would be a nice place to be in, to be honest.
So
kind of as much as you can ask for at that stage,
So are we, Hugh, are we rooting? So I was rooting for MK Dons to knock off Mansfield and do some things like that. And
no,
Crew lose it.
Not anymore. I'm not.
Okay, fair enough. I'm wrong. So I was going to pass that back around. That's Sheldon answer. So we're now rooting for MK Dons and Crew to get separation there. Hugh, are we looking down rather than looking up? I mean, I'm fine with that. Which is, what are you thinking?
I think a draw would be nice, actually. I think this is one where you play both sides and get a draw.
Could you rephrase? Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry,
I'm
go on.
simply saying, and yeah, I know there's a delay. I apologize. I'm simply saying, like, I've been looking at MK Dons to take out Mansfield and Stockport. Now, in my head, are we looking at maybe we want MK and Crew to separate? Because Sheldon made a good point. It's like you want them to get that separation so we can just get the auto. That's for me wanting to win the league. Like, are we looking down rather than up? I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I would say, of course. I mean, we want Mansfield to win. I mean, they're on the top now. They can fly away. I'm not that bothered, as long as we get second or third. So Stockport, to be honest, I although they could pick up, but we've had bad results. Well, only the last two.
Mm-hmm.
We've had a few ups and downs, but the last two have been very disappointing. But they just keep drawing all the time. They keep drawing and losing. They've only won one in the last 5. Is that right?
Sorry, Stockport. They won one last. Yeah, they've drawn before. Yeah.
They're not doing very well. They're just picking up a point. That's relegation, reform. Anyway, so let Mansfield win those games. Stockport, they can win a game as well, maybe. But I don't know about let Mansfield go anyway. We're quite happy. Well, we've got it's us. We've got to we've got to do the job ourselves, haven't we? We can't be thinking. I think the worst thing I can think of is we say we draw Grimsby. We might not beat Mansfield at home. I got a feeling because they really are a good team. Mm-hmm. But I really don't know. It's hard to know. But I mean, we could lose that one maybe. That would worry me. Let's just get some wins as soon as possible. If we can get 2 wins the next 2 games, but we've also got to address this business of our approach to attacking. And we've got to do a bit better. We've got to have another way of scoring. We've got to have a few ways of scoring. Maybe be a bit more agile. People know what we do. Mm-hmm. As you say, David Artell used to play centre back for us. He played for Gibraltar as well. He's actually a Gibraltar international. He's quite an intelligent bloke as well. He's got a degree in I think probably in the sport or whatever. But he's a clever man. I was told. I worked at the club a few years ago, and I was told there, there was from one of the officials I won't mention him, but he was saying that he's a very, very clever bloke. Well, he knows
the club.
Pretty intelligent guy, and he went to Crewe. He did well. He got him up to League One. But what happened, I don't know. But he couldn't go. He's got. He didn't stay. But we got to do something different. But I got a feeling that just like we're feeling a bit down about the last 2 results, 2 home matches, only no goals and only 1 point. They'll be desperate to do better, and they'll be pulling out the stops.
Yeah,
I think so.
On a positive note, there actually, I've been listening to some podcasts from Stockport side, and they have major injury worries. A lot of their good players are out for the remainder of the season, and will only be returning at the playoff stage if they end up in it. And they are just as worried as we are that we could drop and fall out of the top 3. So there is a significant chance here that if they drop a few more points, we can leapfrog them, and just having 1 point above Stockport and being ahead of them on that table will make a lot of people more comfortable. And it's weird. They have the goal difference, so we can't draw with them. However, like it's so weird how people focus on your position. Doesn't matter about game in hands. Doesn't matter about all of this. Just seeing you on that line. And if we push up into the second spot and overtake Stockport in the near future, that will ease up everybody, including maybe the players.
Yes.
I'd say the players are not immune to this either.
They were playing a little tight. We're definitely playing a
Yeah.
little tight. Yeah, we're definitely playing a little tight. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm going to call it now. Stockport aren't going to get automatic promotion. They're going to be in the playoffs, and and we're talking about Artel. I just think they're really, really with their injuries, like Sheldon was talking about. It's going to really weigh on them in these last games, and then on top of that, they've got to play an extra. And I know it's weird to say they've got to play an extra game, and they've got injuries. And then beyond that, like you talk back about players and the manager Artel and how smart he is, talking about getting back into our own backyard. Fletcher is probably our best brain on the paddock, and his one touch and his laying off, he really creates opportunities, and I think he's going to be our key to opening up our attacking avenues and scoring goals again coming into this back end of the season.
And on that note, Michael Wolf asked, "Do we talk about Marriott's hat trick? Has Fletch partnered with JM from the start? I don't think he'll drop Mulls, but has Fletch started with JM up front? I don't think so, right?
No, don't think so.
If he has, it was once. It was very early on in the season, around FA Cup time when there were injuries and other games.
Yeah. Like we talked about briefly, but that's right. Michelle, go ahead. We talked about it briefly, but nothing. Just at the start of it, just to be had a hat trick.
Yeah, I know people are kind of really happy about Marriott's hat trick, and I am just for the fact he scored some goals, and might be nice to get that feeling back a little bit. But it's only a practice match at the end of the day, and I think
again some of their reserves as well.
Yeah. If you look at the team we put out, we had 9 first teamers on there. They just happen to not be playing at the moment, and they're suspended or coming back from injury or whatever. So 9 of those players that we first put out. It's nice to have it. It's nice to get time in the legs and to be in a more competitive scenario. But it's still just training at the end of the day.
I think the good news on that is the confidence for him, and that Stash is okay. He played 60 minutes.
Yes, so he got his time. Yeah,
let's take that for what it is. The concern is where the F is Gio. That's my concern. Yeah. That's it. I got about 5 minutes left because I have to run to a work thing. Unless someone else can take over the stream, I can pass it to the shell. I don't know how I can do that. I probably could, but I got about 5 minutes left. If you guys want to stay on, just leave it open forum there for anybody. Thoughts and where they want to go with it. Kieran, Ken, Mel, Hugh, anything you guys want to talk about. Just putting it out there.
I'll talk about the more top 5 if you want to put it there, just out of the promotion thing.
Sure.
First of all, I agree with most of your comments in saying let Mansfield run away with it. They are the best team in the league by about 1,000,000 miles, and they'll go off and win the league. That spot you shouldn't really be focusing on. So it should be a lot more about just going up. Stockport, I personally can't agree that they're going to drop out of automatics because I entirely understand the reasoning for it.
Can or can't?
I don't think they will. They definitely can, but I don't think they will. I'm then going to entirely contradict myself in the next sentence by mentioning something that was brought up to me on a Stockport space, and it's very much down the avenue of the mental challenges of football, especially when you get to this end of the season. Last season, Stockport got to the playoffs and lost in the final. There are kind of, I guess, speculation, I suppose, is the most correct word for it, that there's the potential that they're equally having the worries of what if we go into playoffs again? Will we have the same kind of fate as last season? And that can work one or two ways. It can a team try and stay as clear from that as possible, or it can mean they cave under pressure. But equally,
the alligator arms in the United States for catching the ball. Like, I don't know.
It's it works one or two ways, and they have stupid amounts of injuries. One of my favorite players, I think, in this league, I think he is my favorite player in this league up until when he got injured. Anyway, I don't know what's going on with Louis Barry. I have no idea. He's been out for months and months, and he's far better than League Two quality. He's easily mid-table League One, if not kind of pushing that higher end. Him being a loss was evident because he was involved in the 13-game win streak. He got injured, and it's kind of I wouldn't quite say hit a plateau, but they've been a lot more inconsistent. MK Dons, I think for me, they could be front runners for third, just off of the fact that I cannot see a weakness in that team. I understand they make little errors here and there, but so do every other team in that area of the field. I feel like they're the most consistent of the bunch and the most complete of the bunch, other than obviously Mansfield, but I'm writing them off. And then Crew, this will be something that, in the similar news of Stockport's injuries, this is something that benefits Wrexham, if anything. Courtney Baker-Richardson, the starting striker, the one that actually, is involved in most of the goals, he's injured for a good few weeks, if not months. So, he's out for a good while. So for me, I think it's between you lot and Stockport for third. I feel like MK will get second, but I feel like it's a 2-horse race. I do feel that Crew will slip off.
Wow.
Yeah, I can see why you're saying that. I don't think MK will get up there. However, the possibility still stands. And for them, this game this weekend, I think, is a huge one. If they take out Stockport, that's a lot to help them on their way to getting up towards that second. Yeah.
Yeah, it helped. I mean, it helps you as well, doesn't it? In a way, because it's technically one of their games in hand, one of Stockport's games in hand, and that kind of
it's this odd situation that pretty much you can look at any result and take a positive from it. Stockport are much closer if they lose. Draw is probably the best because it gets both sides stuck where they are. And then if Stockport take them out, it pushes MK Dons further back. Gives us a bit more breathing room. So there's a positive either way, kind of.
By the way,
personally, at the moment, I'd prefer them to lose MK Dons.
Yeah, for me, the negative, I think the worst case scenario is an MK win in that retrospect. I think that's the worst case. But even then, you look at it and you go, you have 2 games in hand on MK as much as you'd prefer the points. Stockport won't have games in hand, but like you said, there's positives and negatives to any result that regards. It'll be an interesting weekend.
Mm-hmm. By the way, going into the end of the league here and then going into the playoffs for everybody, planning on maybe doing like a multi-watch along of multiple different games, people watching, different games at the same time, talking to some of the other channel guys about possibly doing like a multi-watch along with multiple games, kind of like a big room. So that we just kicked that around just briefly, but it's going to be exciting. It's going to be March Madness, baby. It's going to be for you people in the States. Anything can happen at this point. I tried to pass along break it up. I tried to pass along the settings. At least I can share the settings. I don't think I can do it. I do have to go, and I hate to do that to everybody. But if anyone else has a last words, whatever thoughts, we'll do a live show tomorrow too. Again, if we can bring it back tomorrow as well. Actually, no, I think Racecourse is doing a show tomorrow. That can be the main show for it. But anything else you guys want to chat about before we jump off?
Bring on an away win this weekend.
Yeah.
I think they'll be up for it. They want to. They want to show the fans what they can do. I mean, we've been very disappointed, haven't we? The last 2 games, they'll feel the need to do something. Let's hope they can, get a few goals, get the offense going properly, and get control of the game. That's the main thing.
Yeah, smash and grab.
And the thing is, what would worry me if we just got 1 or 0 points the next 2 games, and then we get another loss. Then it comes in the end, we got to win 4. So you got to win 4, the last 4 to get an automatic position. That's the worst thing. The sooner we can get points, the better. It'll just build up the tension. I've seen it before. That's the worst case scenario. We've got to start. We've just got 1 point to the last two. We've got to get points. It wouldn't be a disaster if we got a draw on Saturday, but we need to beat Mansfield or get some momentum going again, because it'll be we'll just fall away.
This is what I'm going to show you guys. We've taken 8 points out of the last 18 from the last 6 games. That's the note.
Yeah.
8 points out of our possible 18 in the last 6 things. Do we? Fuck it. I'm gonna start over. Like, do we need the pressure for us to go up? Like, do we, or like, because Hugh, you make perfect sense. And Sheldon, talking about like MK Don's going up, and Kieran, do we need the pressure to go up? Will we have alligator arms? Will we, like? I don't know. Like, I cannot read this team. I can't do it. I cannot read the team.
It's stay tuned, because let's face it, it can go so many different ways.
Yeah.
I mean, let's face it, MK Dons and Stockport tie on the weekend, and we tie with Grimsby. We're sitting here again next week going, same scenario.
Yeah.
Same scenario, one last game.
Yeah.
That's what you'll be looking at.
Yeah.
And Kim makes a good point about the importance of McLean. McLean probably was playing a little bit. He was playing in the midfield, right? He wasn't going into tackles. He wasn't actually being that aggressive. So if we put Macca back in the midfield and he's allowed to be aggressive, not sitting off, obviously, that might change some things. So, if you have Stash back, I don't know. I mean, it can go any different.
Yeah, it'd be great to have him back when he played Mansfield, because you wouldn't have to worry about this yellow card business. So he'd have a clean sheet now, won't he?
Yeah.
This weekend
that'll be a big plus. But we've also got TOC coming back as well. It seems he probably play some part on Saturday, and I hope EOC is okay as well.
This weekend actually has the chance of being very positive for us. We have what should be a relatively straightforward win, as long as I know, as straightforward as they can be in this league. Then Crew have Wimbledon, which they can certainly lose. Wimbledon are a decent team, and the Mansfield have Stockport. So if those two results go against them, and then we get our win of 3 points, we will be in a much, much nicer position going into that Mansfield match.
Well, Wimbledon are going to be battling for that match because they're in the playoff position now. And then Newport won 3 of the last 5.
2 points off. We play Barrow on Saturday.
Yeah, look at that.
Oh, you got Barrow as well. Yeah, so you can dump Barrow even further back as well, so they're not even on our radar.
Yeah, I don't even think they're in the talks, to be honest.
I don't either, but just for the sake of it.
Well, I want to win. Likelihood is we win. I reckon we'll be probably 9th, 8th, a point off playoffs, and then I have my own reason to shit myself over football.
Aaron, if you want to do a playoff show, like you want to do your own show on TLP, man, just let me know. I'll give you the keys. I think, give you the keys. You want to talk about the playoffs or whatever. Newport, you're happy to do it, man. You're always welcome to do your own show here.
Kieran, you've got an awful lot of knowledge about the other teams in this league. You seem to be, you're not a Newport fan. You're a bit of a Wrexham fan. You're obviously a major Newport fan, but you've also know an awful lot about the other teams. I think you could host, a League Two promotion battle. The last 4 games or something like that. It'd be good.
Kieran, we'll give you the keys.
I'd quite like to. I mean, part of the thing that I do is analyze the entire league from a very grassroots level. Like some teams I know more about than others, but I don't really care about the teams in bloody 17th and 16th, because who cares about bloody Bradford? But I do quite like the talking about the MK Dons and Stockports and everything, just because they're interesting teams to watch, and they're in that kind of point of the season, aren't they? Where it is, and this is the best way to kind of put it, it's 8 cup finals to play. Yeah.
Maybe we'll work that out. We'll work that out. And like Shell's a big part of the show too, and you can.
This Saturday, there's a lot of big matches. Actually, that's 4 big matches that are really important to the group here. Maybe if we could figure something out for this weekend, this could be interesting.
Yeah. Let's work on that to the end of it. I've been talking to Sean over at or at the Horde and Racecourse as well. But let's figure that out.
If you get me final day of the season, I'll be at Bradford live. So if you get me conveniently there, I'll be there.
Well, let's hope you guys make the playoffs. How's that? I have to jump because I have a work thing I have to do. I apologize. Listen, Ken, Kieran, Hugh, and Sheldon, and everyone in the chat, everyone that's been involved. It's my 200th show. So thank you all for coming on and being a part of that. And thank you all for being a part of growing the community. You guys are all great, everyone included. And a special shout out to producer Ann, my wife, who lets me play with this. So it's awesome. So thank you.
17 off of 500, by the way. So subscribe if you haven't already.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. And subscribe to Kieran as well, Ken and Sheldon and Hugh. Thank you so much, man. And I will see you guys probably tomorrow for a show, I'm sure. And we'll chat on the Discord. If you're not in the Discord, get in the Discord as well. So we'll see that soon. All right.
Take care, guys.
Thanks, Hugh. Thanks, Sheldon. Thanks, Kieran.
Bye.
Ken. Bye. All right. See you, bud. Thanks, Sheldon. All right. That's the 200th show right there. Appreciate it. That's awesome. I did about 70 minutes. Lots of great people and lots of fun, good chat there. If you have, again, this is lots of fun to do. So smash a like on the video, share, subscribe. It is our 200th show that we've done for the local pundit. So it's a good milestone. Trying to get to 500 subscribers. We will get there and we will continue to grow. So I just want to thank everyone for doing that. Again, 8-game season. That's what the title of the show was. 8-game season. What's great about what we do here on the pundit and the Ramble and the Horde and everybody and the Welsh Beast is that like there's a good community growing of a lot of the channels and everyone's kind of circling the wagons in a good way because we all can chat and get our voices out, which is great and all. It's really cool to see and I'm just really grateful to be a part of it and having you all come into the local pundit as well. So thank you. Game this weekend against Grimsby Town. It is Tuesday. We have a show tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday. So keep an eye out for that. I will make sure that everyone gets ample time to get into the show and watch and be a part of it as well. So on that bombshell, thank you for coming in and thank you for watching the 200th show. I will see you all soon.